All right. Mm, I don't really know whether this is there on YouTube live stream, but if anybody's watching on YouTube and they are able to see, then we can proceed. Yeah, I think it's getting on. Yeah. So the wedding invitation theme. In today's session, we are going to look at how to convert an HTML theme which I found on W3 School's website into a functional WordPress theme. It's important to know what the task calls for. But before that, let's get to know what this is all about in terms of what is a WordPress theme. So WordPress is a content management system. The information displayed on WordPress websites is stored permanently in a database, then retrieved and beautifully displayed on a website by a theme. A theme determines how text, media, and buttons appear on the website. And the objectives of this session are to transform an HTML template into a functional theme, then understand the WordPress theme files structure. By the end of the session, you will learn about setting up a WordPress theme, about the functions.php file and its importance. You also learn about the different components that make up a WordPress theme, about the primary files that determine how the different pages of a WordPress website are displayed. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in. The requirements for learning and participating in this session are the working knowledge of PHP, HTML, and CSS. Though, even if you don't have that knowledge, you can stick around because I think there's a lot of knowledge that might be shared about WordPress that you may want to learn or even to be inspired. You also need a working installation of WordPress, which you can set up on any of the local environments like local WP, MAMP, WAMP, and XAMPP, or you can use an online staging environment like the one we are going to use. Okay, so let's get started with this. So I'll go to InstaWP. I'm already logged in, and like you know, websites you create on InstaWP, as long as they are free, they expire in 48 hours. So this expired already, but I can click restore in order for me not to go through setting up another website. And as it's getting set up, oh, it's already set up, so I'll click auto login. I mean, it has gotten restored that fast. I've clicked auto login, which does not require me to type in username and passwords because the system has them already. And here's my website. This is the plugin we created last time in the previous session. All right, now to install a WordPress theme, we usually go to appearance and then we can install a theme. By default, WordPress comes with a theme, and that theme determines how the website appears. So if I clicked visit site, we would see how this website is appearing. This is how it's appearing because the default WordPress theme decided to organize it that way. All right, so I can go back to dashboard, and how to install a theme is through going to appearance, themes, and they are categorized by popular, latest, block themes, favorites. Then you can also do a feature filter like this. You can decide to get themes that are portfolio, photography, news, holiday, whatever you want in that category, or the themes that have these features, or the themes that have this kind of layout, whatever you want. So you can say selected portfolio, and WordPress is showing me that they expect to show me 200 themes. So if I click apply, the themes are all over here, and okay, because of internet they are a little bit delaying to display the preview, but you can click the preview here and they'll show you a preview like that. You can see that's the preview, and if you like it, you can of course click install and proceed. In WordPress there's also a theme editor. You go to appearance and editor to edit a current theme. In the next session at the weekend on Saturday, we shall look at that in detail. But today we are much interested in picking out a theme which has been developed by a UI designer and probably a front-end designer or front-end engineer who only knows about HTML, CSS and JavaScript but doesn't know about developing, doesn't know about PHP, so does not know how to extend whatever they have developed to be a WordPress theme. So the theme we are going to develop, I have picked it from W3 Schools. I wanted something that is very simple to start with. So it looks like this, and it's a wedding invitation theme. You can see John and Jen inviting you to go to their wedding. You know what happens if we click wedding details? You can see it takes us to this picture, and then we can read over here. We can also do RSVP. When we click RSVP, this one pops up and we have a button going or can't come, and then we have powered by, and we have the menu down here. You can see wedding, RSVP, John and Jen and John and home. So that's how simple this theme is, and it was built using JavaScript, HTML and CSS. We can look at its HTML and CSS code here on W3 Schools. So we are not starting from zero in terms of HTML or CSS. We are starting from somewhere. That's the thing we are going to work on. Now, before we go on, let's go back to InstaWP, and in InstaWP we can hover the name of the site and click code editor so that we can edit code for WordPress, for our WordPress website. Ignore this pop-up, it's for LastPass. It thinks I want to store the password for my InstaWP, but I'm not interested, so I'll close it. Shall go to the WP content directory. Then this time we shall go to the themes directory. You can see the theme that is installed is called 2023, and it's there. So this is the area where we can create our own directory for our own theme, and we are going to call our theme wedding, excuse my typing, wedding invitation theme, like that, and then click OK, just like that. So of course in today's world you can create a theme which is blank and use the block editor, but that's not the area of our interest. The area of our interest is to build a theme that is using basic methods, and the learner can pick it up from there and start to build advanced themes. So after creating this directory wedding invitation theme, we can now go inside it and create files. Before we create files, I would like to take you to some article which is on the WordPress developer website to just read a little bit about organizing theme files. So because WordPress follows a convention that is unbreakable, you have to rely on it. You cannot create things any way you want. So here they are saying, while WordPress themes technically only require two files, the index.php in classic themes and index.html in block themes and style.css, they usually are made up of many files. That means they can quickly become disorganized. This section will show you how to keep your files organized. I'll share this in the video description for those on YouTube so that you go through it. So let's look at the folder structure and folder and file structure. As mentioned previously, the default 2020 themes are some of the best theme examples of good theme development. So, but we shall not look at that. But you can see that they have a structure here. Okay, you can see that. They have a structure which has assets, a directory, CSS, images, JS, then ink directory, template parts directory, footer directory, header directory, navigation directory, page directory, post directory. But this is much for the block themes as opposed to the simple or the non-block themes. So they have something like that, and then they have some files which are really mandatory. They have the functions.php file. I would like you to really look at that, put that at heart. The header.php file, consider it to be at heart. The index.php, the page.php, those are really important, and single.php, those are very important, and style.css. So basically you need style.css, single.php, index.php, page.php, header.php, and functions.php. These are very, very important. So let's see how to create them, and we go ahead. So I'll go ahead here and create the first file, which is style.css. You must make sure that it's either style or styles, but not the other. So it's supposed to be style.css. You cannot write it as styles because it won't be determined by the WordPress engine. All right. And the moment you do that, you've basically started building your theme. Like we build plugins in the style, in the themes manifest or descriptive tags are in the style.css. So this is where we write tags like theme name, which is important, and then you specify the name of the theme, the version, the author, so on and so forth. Like you can see somewhere, maybe I think I can click files structure and we see something. No, this is not. Where is it? Yeah, main style here. Let's let it load. So in this style.css, you're gonna make sure that the style is at the root of your theme, and then you're gonna make sure that it has this information. Otherwise the theme won't be detected. So it has to have the theme name, the theme URI is optional, the author is optional, basically the rest is optional. But the most important for you to have is the theme name and the text domain, especially if your theme is to beam out Lingo. Okay, if your theme requires a certain PHP version, please specify it, because people might want to install it on a WordPress website which is powered by an older version and it fails to work. So I'm going to go ahead and put the author and the author URI. Okay, so the theme name is Wedding Invitation Theme. Then the author is David Wampamba. The author URI is the author's website, davidovug.com. And then you can also do the description and the tags, you know, especially if you want this to be uploaded in the WordPress repository. So a WordPress theme for wedding invitation websites inspired by, I'll take this, copy link, and then I'll put it here. Hope it doesn't break anything. After all that, you remember how we save on InstaWP? We go to File, Save, and do you remember last time we failed to find the zip, but I think today I found it. You just go to the file, then click zip, and I believe we start zipping. But so let's go back to the theme. Now, after saving it, we can go to the WordPress dashboard and click Appearance, then Themes, and it's telling us that there is the following themes are installed but incomplete. Template is missing. Standalone themes need to have a templates / index.html or index.php template file. For child themes need to have a template header in the Style.css style sheet. So this means that we have to create the index.php file, and that will be very simple like that, because we are not building a block theme currently. And if we have this, we can, and we reload, what happens? That's it. The theme has been detected by WordPress, and you can build a thumbnail for it. That's why you say blank thing here, but it says thumbnail here. You can build a thumbnail, but that is for another day. Okay, now we can go ahead and activate the theme, and we see how our website appears. So after activating the theme, we can go to visit site, and the site is completely blank. Okay, it's completely blank because all we have is a style sheet, and we have a style sheet and the index.php, but we are not determining, we are not pulling any code from the WordPress website. We are not pulling any data from the WordPress website. I beg your pardon. All right, so we have to continue and do something about that. And this is when you need to know which which functions of WordPress you should use and which areas you need to include in your theme. So for example, now we can go to here on the W3 Schools editor, and we can pick the CSS code. This CSS code, we can pick it and take it to our style.css. But before we do that, I would like us to define something, to define the structure of our theme. We are going to copy all of this section. Of course, we shall remove the styles, but we are going to copy all of this section from doc type to body and take it in a file here, but that file we are going to call it header.php. So that's why I was saying that it's good to learn the structure, the file structure of WordPress themes. So we shall create the header.php and paste these lines of code there. Okay, we shall remove the styles later, but for now we can leave them, and we can go ahead and save it. All right, then we are also going to create another file, and this time we shall call it footer.php. For the footer.php, we are going to copy the code that we want to be common to the footer of the website. So for example, if we want every page to show the copyright message, then we have to do that, and we have to take this entire code from the footer comment, because probably we want this to appear on every footer of the page. Similarly, it's the same thing we did for the header, that everything we want to appear on all pages of the website should be in the header if we want it to appear at the top, at the head section of the website. Of course, you can do some customization because WordPress has something called the template parts, and that can help you to define custom headers and custom footers for the different sections of your website. Okay, now we shall also save this one. We shall also save that one. Good. Now, if we refresh, does anything happen? Of course not. But why? In fact, if we view the page source, it's completely blank. Okay, so now we have to know how to bring these things together. And if we go back to here, to this section, and we go to, I think, theme basics. Okay, let's go to the template files. So we have the template files over here, and I would like to really focus on the template partials. So they say a template part is a piece of a template that is included as part of another template, such as a site header. Template part can be embedded in multiple templates, specifying theme creation. Common template parts include the header.php, footer.php, sidebar.php, or these ones are they are specifically for block themes, so we can focus on the ones at the left. While the above template files are special case in WordPress and apply to just one portion of a page, you can create any number of template partials and include them in other template parts. In block themes, template parts must be placed inside a folder called parts. So here they talk about the common WordPress template files. Below is a list of some of those ones. So for example, index.php for classic theme or index.html for block theme. The main template file, it is required in all themes. Then they talk about the style that we've already seen, and the RTL.css, which is of course for, it's for right to left style sheet, is included automatically if the website language's text direction is right to left, but ours is not. Then they are talking about the front page.php. Let's focus on that. So this one, the front page HTML, the front page template is always used as the site front page if it exists, regardless of what settings are on admin settings reading. There is home, there is singular, so on and so forth. But where I would like us to focus is how to bring the header and the header, the sidebar, and the footer. So the things we created in classic themes, because we are working with a classic theme, in classic themes within WordPress templates, you can use template tags to display information dynamically, include other template files, or otherwise customize your site. For example, in your index.php, you can include other files in your final generated page. For example, to include the header, use get header. To include the sidebar, use get sidebar, get footer, so on and so forth. So just like this. This get template part is the one I was talking about in terms of custom template parts. If you want to have custom headers, custom footers. So this means that we have to go back and in our index.php file, this one, which we left blank, you see, this is the reason why we learned PHP before to start building for WordPress. So here we shall put the get header function, which is a WordPress function. It's not a PHP function. Then we can also put a PHP get footer function like that. And we can go ahead and save this file. Then we can go to the website and reload it. You can see that already here we are seeing W3 Schools template, and we are seeing powered by W3 Schools, which has been generated by the footer. And if we view the page source, you can see that everything we put in the header and everything we put in the footer are here. To test that, we can go to the footer and change powered by W3 Schools to powered by Able State. Do you even see this? Okay, let me just a moment. I want to see if this has a word wrap. Indent more, indent less, and settings. Okay, looks like this editor does not have word wrap. Style. Line wrapping, I think there you go. Update. Yes, I wanted it to word wrap so that we can have this. So Able State Cloud, we now save that and we go back to the website and reload it. The website is here, so we expect this to turn to powered by Able State Cloud. Yeah, that's it. So now you can see that the footer is black simply because we have in the header. Oh, where's our header? Okay, yeah, here you go. In the header we have these styles. That's why. Now at the title we have W3 Schools template. That's what you see here, and you can see the WordPress favy icon. If you want to change the favy icon, you need to include it and create it. So here we are going to change ours to wedding invitation. Yeah, we shall see how we can change this name dynamically to adopt the name of the site without touching the theme. Okay, the theme code. So let's save this, and if we reload, you can see wedding invitation, it has changed. Now if we go back to our theme, we can see these things. We can see the picture, the background, we can see these titles, so on and so forth. So now we can consider this as our home page. All right, we can consider this as our home page. But then how could we bring it to the website, for it to appear on the website? How could we do that? It's not very hard. We can, because we have our index here, I would like to write something over here on line number 2. I would like to write like an heading and say our website, and we see if it displays it. Save. Then we can say, we can reload, and indeed it is displaying it. Now we need to start building out every part of our website. So we are going to go to the dashboard of the website I'll go back, and then we shall create a page, and we can call this page probably a home. Let me see if it has a featured. Okay, doesn't have a featured image, so I would let me see. Oh, excuse me, my mouse is acting up, sorry about that. So I wouldn't want to use the block editor, not really. I would like to do something that is classic, and for that case, oh, there's visual editor, and I'm still lost for choice in terms of what to. I wish I checked this before the video. Let me see the post, how it will be. It also needs a classic, but does it have all right, it's okay, it's okay. I think I've remembered why I did not see this thing on somewhere. So we can there's something I wanted to see on the page, which is called, it's called a featured image, so that we can copy, we can have the image put in the whatever, so that we can have the image where's the wedding theme? It's here, so that we can have this image display. So for now we are going to copy this content and go to pages and add it in a page. Oh, why did I click sample page? I want to, let me go back, add new, and we can just paste the content over here. Then for the name Jen, we can add Jen and John, we can add it over here. Then the block editor can detect what code is behind the content you've pasted. So for now I'll leave it like that and paste. Okay, then what I'm going to do, publish, sorry. So what I'm going to do now is to write some code that is able to pull this content from the WordPress page. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And to do that, usually WordPress has something called, as a function called page by title. Okay, called page by title. Oh, I think it is have to put an underscore here, and it should be get page by title. here a function use query instead. So it was deprecated, it's no longer advised, and they prefer to use the WP query instead. So how does the WP query look like? We can see it over here that it says new WP query, and then you can use these things. Alright, but can't we do it simpler than this? Can't we do it simpler than this? I think we can, but for the sake of training, I'll leave it for now to just go with a long path. So here we can, in the middle of get header and get, because this site does not have many pages, I'm not gonna put the code in the header. Instead, I'm gonna put it in the index.php, and then I'll write PHP here. Then I'll paste the other code, and you can see that it expects, it's a query which of course queries the database, and it expects hugs. So what can I define in the hugs? The hugs can usually have an array where to which you can pass different things. For example, you can fetch posts, and for example you can say we are fetching post type page, something like that, and it must be, the post status must be publish. Of course, you learn these things when you read the WordPress documentation, so, and it is based on your desire. Then we want only one page, so posts, we can say posts per page, like that. We say we only want one. Now, how to determine its title? That's something we can look at later. And then this query returns an array, so which we check whether it has the posts method, and if it has the posts method, they have posts method, then we start to output. We start to formulate the post and then output the post, like you can see here. But I don't think we shall need the unordered list. So for now, we can leave it at this and check if our code is working. Then we can start beautifying it and stop there. After doing that, we shall stop there in this session and then learn the rest in the next session. So I'll save this, and then we can go to our site and okay, then click visit site. So you see we have a syntax error on line 18 in index.php. So what's the syntax error? Yes, because we opened the PHP tag here but we never closed it. So I'll close it over here and save. Then we can reload. Sorry about the internet. Yeah, you can see John has been picked. John and Jane has been picked. So that's the title. You can see here get title. That's the title of the page. Now if we want to get the content of the page, all we say is that echo get the content, if I've not forgotten. and the content that we want is basically, so yeah, it's basically getting married, so on and so forth. Now after this, we have to look at the code of the template that we are working with, and you can see that it has header, and then this information is putting it in h1, then it's putting another in h2, like that. So what we can do is to go ahead and copy this code, and we can put it here. Now after putting it there, we can now determine how to add this PHP code to it so that we can have the other HTML style, our database out, the code we've fetched from the database using PHP. So you can see that I've pasted the PHP code in the header and the div. Then what I'll do is, because I expect the title to be, and whatever, I expect the title to be here, so I can just create a variable here and say title is equal to get title, so that I can echo the title here, echo title here. Then I want to echo the content here in this. So content, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm outside of the while loop, so that makes content, so that makes me create variables and then reuse them, content, and then yeah, so I also need to fix this. All right, and I think I can do away with this one for now. So all right, let's go and see. Save. Okay, and after saving, let's go back to the website and look at it. Oops, we are not seeing anything, but I believe the content is there. Do you see? Because it's white and we don't have a background image on it. You see, the content is there, but we don't have a background image on it. So what can we do to have the background image on it? Or even before we do that, I can show you the source. You can see here that if you see the source, you can see that we have this content and we have this. Okay, so we are good to go. Now what we can do is find a way of bringing in the background image that this thing is expecting. And you can see, if we go to the header.php, you can see that there's a background image here, bg image, and it's wedding couple.jpg or jpg, and there's background image too, which is flowers. So what we can do now is to bring those images in the site. For example, we can, I believe we can say ours will come from images, and then there will be wedding couple and flowers. But how can we get them? We can say that we go to the template here, and then we can find a way of getting the image. Oh, can't we copy it? Can't we save here? So I think I can right click and where is view? or instead I can just double click it. Will it? Or click here. I've clicked on the URL, they have opened it like this. Then I can just save as image on my and it goes to my computer in the downloads folder. Then I'll go to InstaWP, and remember we said that we are going to have images folder, so I'll right click here, create a new folder, call it images, and then what I'm gonna do is right click, upload files, and pick the wedding couple. Okay, this should make our life a little bit easier. So wedding couple is there, and we are expecting that this we are expecting that the code in index.php will be able to find it here, but will it? So let's go to our website and refresh. You see the image has not been brought, and if we inspect here and go to the console, clear this, reload, I believe you can see says 4004 for one image. You see on this website they cannot find this folder, and the other image, where are you? The other image, I'm also sure it's not found. Maybe I can check network, and then I choose image. You can see couple, wedding couple.jpg is on 404, which means it's not found because the way we are defining the path is wrong. I need to see where, let me reload this and see if we can be able to get the image path, or alternatively we can inspect this element again and go to the CSS. You can see here wedding couple. Oh, did we not save? Let me see, did we not save this? I thought we saved the header, so I'll save it and then reload over here, because I think it's giving us a wrong path, which I don't expect. Okay, I expect the path to be a different name, but it's okay. We are going to see. And so you can see that it says images, but if you point at images, it should be able to give you a full URL, which is down there. It says that on the website domain /images/wedding couple.jpg, but this file is actually not in that path. This file is in the website, then WP content, then the themes, then it's in the themes, it's in the themes directory, and we have to find that path if we are to display this image. We cannot just go ahead and do it the way we did it here, because WordPress won't really understand it. I can also try to do this, because someone might be like, are you sure? So I may do that, and still it will not work unless, yes, still it can't work, simply because WordPress is expecting us to put an absolute name for the image. You can see, unless we've put it in the Style.css. So we shall go ahead, copy this, okay, copy all of this code in the styles tag, cut it away, and go to Style.css and paste it down here. Okay, now we expect that this should be able to go in the images and pick the wedding couple, but this we need to remove line 8 and save. But still we have a challenge you are going to see until we fix it. So if we reload, we must have, oh, I need to save the header. I copied away information, but I did not save the header. So I need to also delete this line 10 from the header, save it. That's how we shall see the effect. Okay, then reload over here. You see, so we have the black, but we are not having the styles properly. You can see things are into each other. So what is the problem? The problem is that the Style.css has not been included in our theme yet, because, okay, let's view. You can see that here the link, if you know HTML, you know that we bring external styles using the link tag, and you can see that the external styles we have are only two, one from W3 Schools, the other one is from Fonts Google. So this means that the style that we created is not yet here. We need a WordPress function to do that. So, and let me see. So there is a functions.php file that we may need to specify so that we can include whatever we want, because we cannot just go ahead and put code anywhere. Like I said, WordPress has rules, so if you are creating themes for them, you really need to know what you're doing. So let me see. I'll go to Google and link Style.css in a WordPress theme, something like that, and you can see there's something on Stack Overflow, but I think we can go to here on the developer website for WordPress, because they have pretty everything. They have everything documented. So the way we include the style and JavaScript in our WordPress website, I mean theme, is by enqueuing that style or script. So the proper way to add scripts and styles to your theme is to enqueue them in the functions.php files. The style.css file is required in all themes, but it may be necessary to add other files to extend the functionality of your theme. You see that? So tip: WordPress includes a number of JavaScript files as part of the software package, including commonly used libraries like jQuery. Before adding your own JavaScript, check if you can make use of included libraries. The basics are: enqueue the script or style using wp-enqueue script, or wp-enqueue style, or wp-enqueue block style. So now if we want to enqueue the default, this one, the style.css, this is the only function we need, whereby this argument style is the name of the style sheet, because you may include many style sheets and some may depend on each on another. So this is WordPress's way of saying you can identify this style sheet using the name style. So you can use any, and get style sheet URI is a function by WordPress which will be able to get this and include it in your website. So how are we going to do that? We shall, the full description of the full signature of the WP Enqueue style is here, and they show you it has handle, source, dependencies, version, and media. Alright, so we shall copy it, and after copying it, pardon me, this is the last thing in this session today. I never wanted it to go for past an hour, but what to do? So functions.php is the file where we have to put that. So and we've created it in the wedding invitation theme directory. And the moment we do that, we bring our PHP tags and do this. So we expect that this should add the style sheet to our, add this style.css to our index.php, or I mean the header.php, so that it appears on all the pages and posts of the website. So let me go ahead here, save this, and after saving that, I'll go over reload, and it's telling me, it's giving me an error, but I can't read it properly. So however, it's here, it says should not be registered or enqueued until enqueue scripts. So was called. Okay, so how can we handle this? It says we can't enqueue style until we've enqueued the scripts. So, and I don't see that mentioned anywhere yet, and I think we have to do something which is like this. We may have to do something like this, whereby let's copy this function for now, and we copy and paste it here, then we remove some code. So looks like we have to create a function where we have to put this file, I mean this function which we had put over here, and then we can comment this out. We can comment this out just so that we experiment quickly, and then we can add this function to a hook called WP Enqueue scripts, and then we specify our function, which is this. If you watched the previous tutorials about plugins, you would know what hooks are, and you would be able to use them. So let's reload. All right, looks like we don't have any error, but looks like still our style sheet hasn't been included, and that is due to what? Let's see. Enqueue scripts, add theme scripts, action, and I wouldn't know why it's not working. You know what? Let me try to uncomment the scripts here. This one. Let me try to uncomment it out and see what is gonna happen. Is the word functions? Yeah, functions is right spelling, then function add theme scripts, and then add action WP Enqueue scripts and add. So what do they say about it? Default scripts, no. Here they say it is best to combine all Enqueued scripts and styles into a single function and then call them using WP Enqueue scripts action. This function and action should be located somewhere below the initial setup performed above. So where is the setup? So we have theme setup, and in theme setup, what do we have? I really don't think that we need to do the setup at all. So probably there is something missing, but I've not yet noticed. And we won't care if it doesn't work. We shall resume from there next time, and then we conclude. So I will just save that and reload. Here after reloading, still it's not working, but it's pretty fine. We should not be worried because there's only a little thing missing, which we can fix in the next session.